You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Just what makes that silly old ant think he can move a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky. Hope so when Nick Castellanos comes into play after the Mets choked and then unchoked and then almost choked again and then kind of choked and then Castellanos walked it off. The Phillies win and even the series at 1. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, this NLDS is tied at 1. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. I am very excited about this Phillies victory tonight. And the reason I'm very excited about this Phillies victory tonight is actually it goes along the same pulse as to why I was so negative about the Philadelphia Phillies losing game 1 of this series in the way they won and the way they lost game 1 of this series. So I'm as positive now for a similar reason that I was negative last night. I was negative last night after game 1 of this series because the Phillies, they gave the Mets their best shot. They put out Zach Wheeler. He was awesome last night, and the Phillies offense just couldn't do anything to support it. And then the bullpen imploded, and the offense was terrible. But the bottom line is the reason I was so negative because that was the Phillies' best shot, and the Mets took it on the chin and fought back, and they won the game. Tonight, the Phillies took the Mets' best shot. The Mets wouldn't go away in this game. As a matter of fact, the Mets, of course, as we know, took the lead in this game. And the Mets had every single answer, well, almost every single answer for any type of Phillies response or rally up until the last at-bats in the 9th inning. Up until then, the Mets had every answer, and they kept answering, and the Mets kept on being the Mets that we had seen against the Brewers, kept on being the Mets that we had seen throughout this entire regular season, and they are not the Mets that you and I grew up with. Oh, no. They're not even the Mets of last year. No. This is a brand new Mets team here in 2024, and they fight, and they come back, and they win ball games, a lot of them, as a matter of fact, especially post-London trip, as we know too well, unfortunately. This is a much better Mets team than what we're used to, and they keep on fighting, and they did that tonight. Oh, my goodness gracious. Vientos tonight was unreal for this Mets team. All in all, he goes out tonight, he goes 3 for 4, hits 2 separate home runs, 2 separate 2-run home runs, had every single answer except for that bobbled ball at third base. When I saw Diaz come into the game, face Schwarber, and then stay in there for maybe just a little bit too long after he got that huge out against Kyle Schwarber, which felt like the season was on the line, not just the series, but the entire hopes and dreams of this entire baseball season for the Phillies. Diaz can't quite get out of the entire outing that he had tonight, unfortunately, after an up-down there. Phillies certainly got to him. And then the Mets get to Matt Strahm, and then the Phillies are able to respond in the bottom of the 9th inning. After Carlos Estevez steadied the ship a little bit there, and Jeff Hoffman steadied the ship a little bit there, the Phillies go out there in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they finally get the last say. I felt terrible after game 1 because the Phillies gave them their best shot and lost. The Mets kept on giving them shot after shot, kept on giving the Phillies shot after shot, and this time around it was the Phillies with the last say. The Phillies got back into this series, winning this game. They lose this game, obviously, 2-0. All the Mets have to do is win one more. They got the next 2 at home. Obviously, you can say the Phillies are back in this series by evening things up. But the way they did it, if this is what is going to be the new norm for the Phillies offense, which is something that we have crossed our fingers about many times, you even look, I believe it was game 2 against the Mets in that 4-game series in late September when the Phillies went out there and they were able to fight back after the Mets put up, 10 or 12 runs on them. Phillies bounced back with a 10-run performance as well, and then nothing in the final 2 games of that series. So we've seen blips on the radar from the Phillies offense. Obviously, they won this game. Obviously, they even up the NLDS, even at a game apiece. I get it. That's exciting. But seeing Bryce Harper step up to the plate and perform the way he did tonight, seeing him perform in the field, saved a run with a diving play there at first base in the 2nd inning of the game. seeing the way he performed at the plate, seeing the way he performed in the field, Nick Castellanos getting it going. The Boo-Birds were out for Mr. Castellanos in this game. Seeing him get it going tonight, Harper and him go back-to-back, of course, in the sixth inning of this game, that was something special. And seeing a guy like Bryson Stott, and I've said this before, Bryson Stott can have a terrible regular season. And you've seen guys throughout sports, all sports, really struggle in the regular season. And then all of a sudden, somehow, some way in the postseason, magic happens. And they just open up the door for themselves. Bryson Stott might have done this tonight. I would love to see that bat get going. Cristopher Sanchez obviously got gotten to a little bit in this game tonight. But all in all, watching this Phillies team break out of offensive struggles in this game tonight is what gives you the most confidence going into game 3 of this series. I know after this particular day, after this particular game, the way these first 2 games have really gone for Phillies fans, I think we can all use a day off, and that's what we get tomorrow. A travel day as they make the long, long trip to New York from Philadelphia. Travel day. Take a break. Aaron Nola will get the ball in game 3. I am just so excited with the way the Phillies got the job done. Yeah, sure, it was back-to-back home runs, but a lot of small ball tonight as well. Love to see that. Hey, by the way, welcome into the show. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On Phillies Postcast, and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Thanks for making Locked On Sports Philadelphia your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's particular episode is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your baseball rivals city. Book today at Booking.com, the official accommodation partner of Major League Baseball. Get the Booking.com app today. Let's start it off with 3 big things. In no particular order. I'm going to save the best for last. I'll save the best for last. So I'll work my way up here. I'll work my way up. Okay, here you go. Cristopher Sanchez, again, wasn't fantastic tonight, but he gave you 5 innings. He gave you 5 innings, 1 walk, 2 earned runs. It was on the Vientos home run, unfortunately. Gave up 5 hits in that time, gave up that home run, 88 pitches through 5 innings of work. I just needed to see him come out and not be the reason the Phillies would lose the game. That's what I needed to see him do. He came out and he did that because you could have obviously just brought in Aaron Nola and said, all right, Aaron Nola, you start the game. This is, of course, a couple of days ago when you're deciding your rotation for the NLDS. And Nola, you still have in your back pocket for game 3. If good things happen here with your starting pitching, good things happen today with the starting pitcher. Cristopher Sanchez gave his team in the 5 innings he was out there a chance to win. His first, I'll call this, it wasn't his first postseason start. That happened last year, obviously. But watching him go out there today and get this opportunity and get 5 full innings out of the way, that was a sight for sore eyes. 88 pitches through 5 innings of work. That's a bit of a workload, no doubt about it. But just want to give him a shout out. All right. Bryson Stott. I'm going to start him out. All right. So he's officially number 3 in 3 big things. Bryson Stott's best month this year, and I've made note of it many times, I believe it was a 265 batting average that I want to say he put up in June, maybe? It wasn't great. Bottom line is, that's nothing worth bragging about. Bryson Stott, throughout the regular season, we know, struggled mightily at the plate. To see him step up to the plate in that instance, to see him get an opportunity to make something happen for this Phillies offense late in a game the way he did in the 8th inning was fantastic. Phillies go in there. They're obviously down a run. They're down 4-3. Diaz starts off that 8th inning. He faces Turner. He strikes him out. Harper works the walk. 4 pitches, nothing to hit. Harper gets on base. Castellanos then delivers a single. Harper reaches third. So 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Bryson Stott steps up. At this point, I was a little surprised that Edwin Diaz was going to stay in the game and face Bryson Stott. Stott steps up there. He works a 3-2 pitch, ladies. It should be a 3-2 count. Works the count full, and all of a sudden delivers a ball into the right field corner when the slider was hung up there by Edwin Diaz, and Bryson Stott did not miss. Put it into the right field corner. Next thing you know, 2 runs cross the plate, including the not exactly fleet of foot Nick Castellanos all the way from first base. It goes from 4-3 to 5-4. And then this is the part where I really thought the Mets were going to lose it. This is the part where I said, all right, these are the Mets that I have known my entire life. JT Realmuto steps up, hits that little dribble to Vientos there at third base. He bobbles it. Stott scores. Realmuto reaches first base. 6-4 ball game. Phillies have their insurance run. You can now give up a solo home run and still be in the lead. But Bryson Stott coming up with that huge swing in the 8th inning was clutch. After that, Marsh struck out on a ridiculously high fastball after they went to McGill, coming out of the bullpen. And then Bohm fouled out to Pete Alonso at first base. But the Phillies grabbed the lead. Then going to the 9th inning, of course, we know how that went. Matt Strahm started things off, got Bader to strike out. Then Lindor got the single to center field. Vientos went up there. He went up there, got the 2-run home run to left center field. All of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, we're all tied up, just like that. But Bryson Stott with that huge hit, I hope only helps boost his confidence going through the rest of the postseason, which will hopefully be a nice long postseason run after this game tonight. Bryce Harper, number 2. I really love throughout the season when the Phillies are on the road, and you hear it a lot. Bryce Harper comes up to the plate, and some fan that thinks they're wildly witty starts chanting, "Overrated! Overrated!" Okay, and they start doing that, and then Bryce Harper hits a home run. That's fun. Okay, Bryce Harper's a 2-time MVP. Overrated? Really, really overrated. That's hysterical. Okay, 2-time MVP, please. Okay, good talk. Bryce Harper goes up there tonight, and when the Phillies had been struggling throughout Game 1, and they barely see him get him anything to hit, the Mets, rightfully so. It's a good decision because, he's not overrated. He's a really good player. Again, 2-time MVP, Bryce Harper goes up there, and with 2 outs, Trey Turner gets a single to left field in the 6th inning. Phillies are trailing 3-0 at this point. Bryce Harper then works a 2-2 count, gets a fastball out over the middle of the plate, and he crushes it. If there was anyone that was going to get to Severino tonight, I was expecting it to be Bryce Harper. Granted, what happened recently with Bryce Harper against Luis Severino. 2 home runs off him. Gets another home run off him tonight on that 2-2 fastball that stayed out over the middle of the plate. Harper didn't miss it. Dead center field, 431 feet. All of a sudden, the clear, and the Phillies offense all of a sudden had a heartbeat. Going into that inning, it was 2-0. Going into the top of the 3rd inning, top of the 6th inning, it was 2-0. Pete Alonso, and I even put this out on Twitter, Pete Alonso hit a solo home run that went from 2-0 to 3-0. That solo home run from Pete Alonso to lead off the inning against Jose Ruiz, to lead off the 6th inning, felt like a 10-run home run. With the way the offense was going for the Phils, it felt like 3 runs was felt like 2 runs was tough, 3 runs was impossible. That's what it felt like when Pete Alonso hit that home run. And 370 feet, bit of a wall scraper opposite field to right field there. Hanging curveball away. It reminded me of the home run he hit to beat the Brewers, as a matter of fact. So all of a sudden, it's 3-0. Bryce Harper with 2 outs and a runner on makes it a 1-run ball game. Okay, that's good. Keep it coming. Nick Castellanos followed with a home run. More on him a little bit later. But Bryce Harper, one last thing on him. His threat, with him not being overrated, him drawing the walk in his last at-bat of the game, his last plate appearance of the game, was huge. And he almost, by maybe, 2 inches, 3 inches? He almost walked it off himself. After Hayes started off that 9th inning, striking out, swinging well away at a splitter, well away from the plate. 0-2 count, flails away at it. Schwarber's out. Turner works a walk. He's on first base. They're not covering first, so Turner can score on just about anything, any extra base hit. 3-2 pitch, Turner draws the walk. Harper steps up there, gets a 1-0 slider that hangs up over the plate. He puts it down the right field line, just a couple of inches off the line, eventually works the walk. You get first and second with 2 outs, and that's when our number 1 guy, Nick Castellanos, comes into the conversation here. So honorable mention, Cristopher Sanchez at least gave his team a chance to win. Bryson Stott, number 3, clutch 2-run triple to put the Phillies in front there in the 8th inning, and then scored a run. Bryce Harper there at number 2 for his home run and his walks in this game. And then the guy who takes the taco for the number one spot on three big things about game 2 of this NLDS is Nick Castellanos. Goes without question. Booed at one point in the game. Responds amazingly in the 6th inning. Gets a 1-1 sweeper. Hangs up. This is the thing. It was away. It wasn't even in. It wasn't like he turned on it, He was able to get the barrel of the bat on the outer half of the plate, whip that barrel around, pulled it a little bit in the left field for a home run on a 1-1 sweeper that hung up there 424 feet. That tied the game at 3. You're feeling pretty damn good at this point. Then the Mets did their thing. Brandon Nimmo comes up. He gets a solo home run on a 3-1 sinker. It's a 4-3 lead again for the Mets. And then Nick Castellanos makes a great play, sliding to rob Alvarez there of a base hit in the 8th inning. Comes in sliding. Just that's what Nick Castellanos does in the playoffs. He just makes ever since the World Series against the Astros, Nick Castellanos has made those sliding catches with great regularity. He made another one tonight, so he's flashing the leather. Let's go, baby. Then he also gets Alonso on one of those as well in the bottom of the 9th inning, robs him on that sliding catch. Then, the top of the 9th inning. Then in the bottom of the 9th inning, I set the table for you when it comes to Hayes striking out, Schwarber popping out to third, and then Turner steps up, draws the walk. Harper draws the walk. 1st and 2nd, 2 outs in the inning. Nick Castellanos steps up, and he ropes one into left field for the game-winning RBI. Would have been a double, but game-winning RBI single to walk it off. 7-6, Phillies win, tie the series at 1 game all. Coming up, I'm going to go through the parts of this game that I really thought the Mets were going to win this. I'll take your comments coming up a little bit later in the show, as well as I always do. But this was a thrilling Phillies victory. Also, a hat tip to some of the Phillies defense. This could, talk about Cristopher Sanchez giving his team a chance to win. His defense. I know Edmundo Sosa had some rough play there at third, but for the most part, this defense had his back big time tonight. We'll get to it all when we come back. This is Locked On Phillies postcast and the Locked On Philadelphia YouTube channel. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia's YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Back in a second. Locked On Sports, Locked On Phillies postcast. Arena Club. You guys having fun with Arena Club? Arena Club is pretty amazing. You a collector? I'm a collector. Arena Club is the way to be. For most of us that like collecting cards, the idea of spending $2,000 or more on a Luka Doncic card or an Ellie or a Mahomes rookie card, that isn't exactly in the cards for a lot of us. And I do love collecting, but that is some serious money to drop. But thanks to slab packs from arenaclub.com, now it's possible to score gem mints for a fraction of the retail price. Every card that is listed is also listed as hit with last week's Arena Club slab pack drop. That's how incredible Arena Club is. Arena Club is the only repack that provides real value, a complete view of all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each one. Arena Club slab packs are revolutionizing the repack game with transparency. That's what sets Arena Club above all the rest. After your pulls are revealed, they're immediately placed in your showroom for safekeeping, selling, trading, or auction. The Arena Club grading process is accurate, fast, and transparent. Remember that word, transparent, with a full grade rationale provided and explanation of how your card was scored. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, or displaying, Arena Club is the card collecting platform you have to check out. It's Arena Club. Right now, you can get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/lockedonmlb. That's right. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB at arenaclub.com/lockedonmlb. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 10% off your first purchase with Arena Club. As I said, through the Brewers series, through the entire regular season, the Amazing Mets, the Magical Mets, the OMG Mets, the Grimace Mets, those last two don't really sound like winners, but okay, that's what you guys have went with there up in New York and Flushing with you describing your Mets and how great the Mets have been this season. That's what you did. Okay. Those New York Mets have not been those same New York Mets, as I stated earlier, that you and I may have grown up with here as Phillies fans. But they have something special this year. No doubt about it. And I respect the hell out of them. I didn't say I was afraid of the Mets going into this series, but I respect the hell out of the Mets going into this series. And there were a couple of different instances. Once again, the Mets come up with the big hit. They get the 2-run home run. The first one of the game by Vientos there, the 2-run home run. First pitch opposite field off of Cristopher Sanchez. Then Alonso tacks on another one. Phillies offense non-existent until finally in the bottom of the 6th inning, they get something going there. But Brandon Nimmo bounces right back in the top of the 7th inning off Orion Kerkering. Orion Kerkering was cruising, okay? Cruising. He goes up there against Brandon Nimmo, and he gives up a 3-1 sinker that Nimmo blasts. And it was a sinker that, like Alonso's home run, like Castellanos' home run, was away. Well, Alonso's home run was away as well. But Nimmo just makes great contact on it, puts it into the stands for a 4-3 Mets lead. Kerkering struck out Lindor, struck out Vientos, who just was impossible to strike out today. Got him looking at a sweeper, 3-2 sweeper. Nimmo hits the home run. It's a 1-run lead again in courtesy of the Mets. Alonso works the walk. Iglesias strikes out looking at a sinker. After it went 4-3, I thought that was it. After Alonso hit the home run, I thought that was it. Then the Phillies responded in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nimmo then hit the home run to make it a 4-3 game. Estevez comes in there and actually has a really easy 8th inning, surprisingly. He cruises through the 8th inning, 1-2-3, through Martinez, Marte, and Alvarez. That was a 1-2-3 inning. Then in the 9th inning, Vientos comes up there. To see him take Matt Strahm deep to tie the game at 6, I was distraught, is the word that comes to mind. Because this was the Mets not dying. This was the Mets pretty much every game since they came back from London. Since the 2nd week of June, this was the New York Mets. This is the New York Mets that were 20 games, well over 20 games over 500 since June. This was the Phillies that all of a sudden, this was also the Phillies that since they came back from London were barely a 500 team. But that's terrible. And they were finding ways to lose games. And when you have a team that finds ways to lose games going up against a team that only finds ways to win games, you know how that kind of works out. But the Phillies, as far as the home run ball went, the back-to-back home runs were huge. But the Phillies to actually, if this was a home run fest for the Phils, if this was a home run derby for the Phils, I wouldn't feel as confident. But the fact that they actually went up there, went with pitches, a lot of times Bryson Stott, for instance, got in a good count, drove a baseball, got a triple. That's a huge sign. And I think most Phillies fans, if they were sitting back going, well, it's just home runs. If they don't hit home runs, they don't win. Well, they got 2 tonight. They got 3 runs courtesy of the home run. Everything else was base hits, a triple. That's the Phillies team that we want to see. That's a Phillies team that we have confidence in that can maintain consistency of scoring runs and not just, well, that was a 5-run 7th inning with thanks to 3 home runs. No, that's not how it was. Seeing the Phillies be able to get base hits, seeing the Phillies be able to get walks, have a smart approach at the plate. That was a great sign. There was one point in this game, and it was when Alec Boehm pinch hit. He went up there swinging at the first pitch. And I just thought to myself, you've been sitting on your ass for 5 innings, and you come into the game and you swing at the first thing you see? Are you crazy? But that's Alec Boehm's approach. That's what he decided to do. There was one point again. Now I mentioned a couple of times already the Vientos play at third base that he dropped that allowed the 6th run for the Phillies to score when Bryson Stott scored on that little dribbler to third from JT Realmuto. When they left Diaz in, and I said it earlier, so they bring in Diaz to face Kyle Schwarber. Buto goes out. Diaz comes in. That, to me, 4-3 game. In that situation, Realmuto led off by being hit by a pitch. Marsh flies out to center. Boehm pops out to third. And that was the pinch hit appearance I believe he made. Clemens gets the infield single to short that Lindor just couldn't get to in time. Ball was literally, it was the old definition of hit them where they ain't. Clemens does that, so you have first and second, 2 outs. Buto's out, Edwin Diaz comes in. Kyle Schwarber's at the plate. This felt like the series. Schwarber works the 3-2 count and can't hold up on a 3-2 slider that nicked the dirt. Can't hold up. First, pause it right there. This Fox broadcast has really made you wait for replays. This was the most egregious of the waiting for replays. They are really into the celebrating. Oh, my God, are they into the celebrating after a home run? No, don't show me the pitch again. No, let me watch the guy walk down the entire clubhouse, shaking hands with everyone he's ever met in his entire life. Okay, thank you. All right, I digress. Schwarber's at the plate, can't hold up on the slider in the dirt, swings over top of it. They give you a terrible angle at it originally, and then they go to break. And then it felt like an out into the very next inning. You finally get a decent replay of Kyle Schwarber not being able to hold up on that pitch. And it was. He totally couldn't hold up on it. The bat head went out over the middle of the plate, or broke the plane of the plate, if you want to call it, whatever. And yeah, he didn't hold up. So that was that. But that felt like the series. It fortunately for the Phillies was not the series because they came storming back in this game. And that's what you'll love to see. When we come back, those are my thoughts on it. I want to hear your thoughts on it. We'll run through our chat check back in a second. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, Locked On Phillies Postcast. Booking.com. Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Booking.com. Yeah. Explore the U.S. cities you've always secretly wanted to learn more about. Other baseball cities, maybe even your rival's city, with hotels, bed and breakfasts, vacation rentals, resorts, and so much more on Booking.com. You just might find the perfect stay, even in your baseball rival's city. Maybe it's time to taste test your baseball competition stadium cuisine. Luckily, on Booking.com, you can find the stadium stay that's right for you. With Booking.com's wide variety of choices throughout the United States, you can go incognito in all your baseball rivals' city. And it's not just for baseball, for instance. I just use Booking.com, book a stay in Puerto Rico. Thank you, Booking.com. Booking.yeah. I'm going to be sitting on a beach in Philadelphia in November. Is a lot nicer in Puerto Rico. Tell you that much. Booking.com can help you book a stay that's close to your home teams or your rival's stadium. No matter how or what team you're rooting for, no matter how you're rooting or what team you're rooting for this postseason, Booking.com can make you a fan of any U.S. city. From hotels that look over stadiums to family-friendly resorts to cute bed and breakfast stays, Booking.com has so many choices across the United States. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your baseball rival's city. Go to Booking.com. Booking.yeah. That's Booking.com. Booking.yeah. FanDuel. FanDuel's a great time. And hey, NFL fans, don't forget about FanDuel. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, live play-by-play, and so much more on the very same page that you're placing your bets with FanDuel. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you when you place your first $5 bet with the great people of FanDuel. And how about these Super Bowl odds right now? Kansas City Chiefs going off plus 500. San Francisco 49ers plus 650. That's going into today. The Baltimore Ravens, holy pots and pans, going off at plus 800 right now. The Philadelphia Eagles plus 1,400. Dallas Cowboys plus 2,500. All right, anyway. Thank you, FanDuel. Check out FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com. America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel.com. Whoa, boy. A lot of comments here. Let's get through this. Let's get this together, please, and thank you. Oh, my goodness gracious. Morgan Landy, hello. Rob's moves are terrible today. Bench Bohm for the throwing error there by... Oh, I didn't even mention all the nice plays there. In the second inning in particular, this is what I want to get into. Iglesias gets the infield single, thanks to the infield single, and then takes second on the throwing error by Mundo Sosa. Thank you, Morgan Landy. Then Martinez hits the humpback liner to center field, but not so fast, says Bryson Stott. Plucks it out of the air on a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Then Marte lines out to center field. Then Alvarez goes up there and grounds out to Bryce Harper, who lays out to make the stop going to his left. Huge defensive help there in that inning. Ken, hello. Sorry for the extra at least above. Got distracted by Alonso's home. Oh, this is earlier in the game. Morgan Landy, now I'm awake. John Kruk's Twitter feed. If the closer wets the bed, then it's a wrap, Farsi. I don't think even you can bench all the baseballs Alec Boehm popped up. That's hilarious. Thank you. Tim, hello. So much foul language being yelled in the house. It was definitely that kind of night. Mark, 1982, celebrating. Hell yeah, there you go. Freaking Phils, Castellanos. There you go. Mark, I'm not putting that one up there, but yeah, that's what the Casty haters say. Or that's what you say to the Casty haters. Do you bring Strawman again in the series? Strawman again? Maybe not. Johnson Wall, this was the most emotionally taxing game. Hate the announcers. They are messed. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Next. I'm not putting up anything that revolves around any type of how do you do? Okay? Okay. Pasquale. How you doing, Pasquale? I'm shaking my nerves. We're all shaking. Evelyn, what's up, Evelyn? Oh my God, you guys, what a game. Casty, incredible today. I scared my cats and probably my neighbors with that last hit. Wow. Couldn't wait to celebrate with Farzi and fam. Ring the bell. Thank you, Evelyn. Nice to celebrate with you. By the way, Derek Jeter, Lisa Wicks, I see you, but I can't put it up there. Derek Jeter. Hey, look, I know I'm not exactly the best at pronunciation, okay? But Derek Jeter called Aaron Nova last night. So I won't be listening to Derek Jeter. You know what I'm saying? Even though he picked the Phillies to win the series. Fly High 79. Mets trolls are hiding right now. Yeah, that's about right. Fly 70. Castellanos came up huge. KC, what's going on? If there's a wrong move to make Goober, we'll do it. Oh, if there's a wrong move to make Goober, we'll do it. I think that means Topper. I remember that from last night. Realmuto, hello. Nikki 3 Buttons. Thank you for the birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Realmuto. You and Bryson Stott today. Would have liked to have it stress-free. Not gonna happen. Nikki C. Chris Moore, this thought crossed my mind because all through the season, we had a lot of fun with this all through the season. Where were you when Brandon Marsh's catch in center field against the Mariners saved the season? Where were you when Kyle Schwarber's grand slam against the Marlins saved the season? We did a whole thing throughout the whole year with that whole saving the season thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So yeah, that thought crossed my mind. Where were you when Bryson Stott's triple saved it? Where were you when Nick Castellanos walk-off RBI single saved the season? Did we do that in the playoffs, or is the season already saved? I don't know. Get back to me. Fly 79, love beating the Mets, especially Diaz. Heck yeah. Bonnie Watson. Okay, laugh at me now with my Pete Rose-colored glasses. That's funny. For our Phillies, what a game. It was one heck of a game. Polar Buck. Fighting Phils. Yeah. Sing it, Farzi. Thank you, Evelyn. Appreciate it. Don't quit the day job. Wingding. Thank you, Wingding. Oh, this must have been when I'm singing. Fire Sirianni. I love that in here. Thank you. Allard and Alvarado. Other than that, I don't know. What are we doing here? What's happening? Hey, Spreadshirt King. How are you? Go Sixers. I see you. I can't put it up, but thank you. So proud of postseason stats, says Polar Buck. M-Pound 97. Hello. We Mets fans don't hide. See you in Queens. Let's go Mets, says that Mets fan. There you go. At least you're not hiding. Thank you for checking in. What are you talking about, arrogant and foolish? What's arrogant and foolish? Robert at the Agostino. What's so arrogant and foolish? What's going on here? We're excited. We're happy. It's a shame that the Mets ballpark is absolute trash. Okay, well, there. That's the same guy. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody. Thank you guys right there. I don't want to make sure I get anybody else here. Sean Kilray, Brandon Nimmo definitely got karma talking that ish to the dugout. Yeah, how about that? What the heck was that about? I don't even know. It was bonkers, man. Robert, did I not get you? I thought I mentioned you. Oh, that you okay? Farzi, please say my name. Today is my birthday. What a wonderful gift, Robert the Agostino. Auguri. Can't stand Winker. Yeah, I can't stand him either. KGB officer, where you been? Farzy, I'm happy we won, but every single bullpen arm. But Esty has given up a run or two, and that, my friend, is unacceptable. I concur. John A., nice walk-off. Thank you. Hey, what's up, A? Sixers. My third most hated team is the Knicks. Well, there you go. Oswald Coelho. Interesting name. I can't put it up because that's foul. That's foul. Pete, bald egghead. Well, I am bald. You're half right. Oh, we got a Peter Jersey. Mark, spelled my name wrong. Fart Zeta. Oh, man. Taking me back to both my years at kindergarten. Thank you very much. Thomas Sharp. Exhausting to watch, but so happy they pulled it together finally. This is Mets fan humor right here. This is hilarious. Everyone, just hold on. How did you write such a hilarious joke? Hold on. For the people on the podcast, I'm going to say this slow so you understand how hilarious this is. Okay, ready? Ready, people on the podcast? Here you go. I'm going to say it slow so this you really let it sink in. Okay, here you go. Pete Jersey is saying, ready for this? All right, if you're driving, you might want to pull over. Okay, I don't want anything bad to happen. Here we go. People on the podcast, here's the joke. You ready for the joke? Here's the joke. Pete Jersey says, fart face. That's right. You heard me. Fart face. Are you okay? Are you back on the road? Okay, is all safe? I know that's hilarious. Oh, Pete Jersey, now that's a racial. That is not kind. That is not kind. Oh, Pete, you're just, all right. That's enough of you. Philly Smell says GD. Oh, hello, New York. New York is checking in. Lovely to see you. Mets fan, Pete. All right. I think I got everybody. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are one. Oh, did I miss Evelyn? No, I got Evelyn. There we go. Bam Man 100. Nice to see ya. Lisa Wicks. What's up, Farzy? I was too distraught to even watch the podcast, much less say anything. There you go, Lisa. No problems. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. Joshua, hello. What I thought of a met. All right. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. All right, folks. We get a day off tomorrow to regulate our heartbeats. Aaron Nola will go for the Phillies against Sean Manaea. Aaron Nola gets the start. The lefty will get the start. He faced the Phillies back on the 21st of September. 7 innings, 3 runs against the Phils in a 6-3 Phillies loss to the New York Mets. So that's the way that one's going to go tomorrow. Or Tuesday. That's the way that one's going to go. 5:08 start time. Fox Sports 1 will have it in the very odd, not at all traditional 5:08 start time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. That's like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Once again, like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. We got you covered for your Phillies postcasts. I'll have you covered for your 76ers postcasts as well. And Jason Martinez and Harry Mays have you covered for your Locked On Eagles postcasts on Eagles game days as well. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Be back with you guys on Tuesday night. See you guys then. Until then, have a wonderful Monday.